in a world painted with vibrant hues. There lived a small creature named Mocha. His heart was set on a dream, a beautiful land that lay just across a wide, formidable river. This land wasn't just a place, it was a promise, shimmering with a light that spoke of hope, of new beginnings, and of a life more brilliant than anything Mocha had ever known. He would spend his days gazing across the water, his imagination painting pictures of the wonders that awaited him there. The air seemed fresher, the colors brighter, and the very essence of joy seemed to dance on the breeze that drifted over from that distant shore. For Mocha, it was paradise, the ultimate destination, the answer to a longing deep within his soul. But standing between Mocha and his dream was the river. It was a constant, intimidating presence, always murky, its currents churning with a powerful, relentless force. The water was a swirling mixture of brown and gray, so opaque you couldn't see what dangers lurked beneath the surface. It roared and tumbled, a wild, untamed beast that commanded respect and fear. The other animals in the community, wiser and more cautious in their own eyes, would often see Mocha staring wistfully across the water. They'd shake their heads with a knowing sigh. "Be patient, little Mocha," they'd advise. "The river is too dangerous now. Wait for the water to calm down, for the mud to settle, for the currents to grow gentle. Only when the river is clear and safe is it time to cross." So Mocha listened. He was small, and they were older, and he assumed wiser. He believed them. He chose a comfortable spot by the riverbank, and he began to wait. Day after day, he watched the sun rise and set, casting a golden glow on the muddy water, but never changing its nature. He waited through the gentle spring rains, hoping they might wash the silt away. He waited through the long, hot days of summer, thinking the heat might calm the river's fury. He waited as autumn leaves fell and floated on the turbulent surface, and he waited as the winter chill touched the river's edge. Seasons changed, the world around him transformed. But the river remained exactly the same, a churning, muddy, impassable barrier. His dream across the water seemed to mock him, so close and yet impossibly far. As time stretched on, Mocha's vigil became a familiar sight. The other animals, who had once offered him advice, now began to look at him with a mix of pity and amusement. Their whispers followed him like shadows. "Get poor Mocha," they would snicker, still waiting for the river to clear. "What a foolish dreamer." Their words started as soft murmurs, but soon grew into open mockery. "He'll be an old man before that river ever changes," a cynical fox would laugh. "That beautiful land is just a fantasy, something to keep a fool busy," a pragmatic badger would grunt. Each taunt was like a small stone chipping away at Mocha's hope. He started to doubt himself, to question his dream. Was he truly a fool? Is this beautiful land just a figment of his imagination? The waiting, which at once felt like a wise strategy, now felt like a prison. He was trapped, not by the river, but by his own inaction, his heart growing heavier with each passing day of fruitless patience. One morning, as the sun's first rays hit the muddy water, something shifted inside Mocha. He looked at the river, the same chaotic force it had always been. And then he looked at himself, at the time he had lost, at the hope that was fading. A powerful realization struck him with the force of the river's own current. If he kept waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect conditions that might never come, he would wait forever. His dream would wither and die on this side of the river, and he would die with it, a creature defined only by his waiting. He realized the advice of others, though well-intentioned, was a cage. The perfect time wasn't something you waited for. It was something you created. The fear was still there, a cold knot in his stomach, but a new feeling was rising to meet it: determination. He would face the challenge. He would build his own bridge of courage. With a deep breath that filled his lungs with the damp, earthy smell of the riverbank, Mocha took his first step into the water. The shock of the cold, murky current was immediate and intense. It pulled at his legs, trying to drag him under, to sweep him away. The river was even more powerful than it looked. Every step was a battle. Mud swirled around him, blinding him, making it impossible to see the bottom. He stumbled on hidden rocks and fought against unseen undertows. Fear, cold and sharp, threatened to paralyze him. Doubt screamed in his mind. Turn back. It's not too late. You can't do this. He felt his strength beginning to wane, his muscles burning with exhaustion. There were moments when he thought he would surrender, when the thought of just letting the river take him felt easier than fighting. But then he would lift his head, catch a glimpse of that shimmering light on the far shore, and remember why he started. He pushed on, one grueling step at a time. After a struggle that felt like a lifetime, his tired feet finally touched solid ground. He collapsed on the bank of the other side, gasping for air, his body trembling with exhaustion and relief. He had made it. He had crossed the river. He slowly pushed himself up and turned to look back at the obstacle he had just conquered. He expected to see a change, perhaps a calmer, clearer stream as a reward for his bravery. But the river was exactly the same. It was still the same muddy, churning, chaotic force of nature it had been when he started. It hadn't changed at all. It was just as wild and untamed as ever. It hadn't magically become safe or easy. The perfect conditions he had waited for had never arrived, and they likely never would. The river was, and always would be, the river. As Mocha stood there, dripping and triumphant on the shore of his dreamland, a profound understanding washed over him. The river hadn't changed, but he had. He was not the same small, timid creature who had waited so patiently on the other side. The struggle had forged him into something new. In battling the current, he had discovered a strength he never knew he possessed. In facing his fear, he had found a deep well of courage. The exhaustion had taught him the limits of his endurance, and pushing past them had expanded his very being. The journey through the muddy water hadn't just moved him from one place to another. It had transformed him from the inside out. He was stronger, he was braver, and he was finally truly alive. The dream wasn't just reaching the beautiful land. The dream was becoming the person who could. And Mocha, standing in the light of his new beginning, finally understood. Growth doesn't wait for the path to be clear. It happens when you decide to walk it anyway. Thank you for giving your soul a moment to rest.